Well, greetings.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. And welcome.
Jack. Malcolm Head.
Welcome to the Paulfoot podcast. Hello, and can you hear me, Jackie?
Yeah.
We seem to have a sort of like a sound lapse thing where you're like 15 seconds behind me.
Yeah, I can hear what we're saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
15.
So
that's not going to be off-putting at all.
No. We'll start off the podcast with sound checks.
Yeah, please, because the sound's all over the place.
Yeah, we have serious technical issues here, ladies and gentlemen. Jackie is 15 seconds behind me, and I can hear everything I'm saying 15 seconds after I say it.
Yeah, we're both 15 seconds behind each other.
Serious technical issues happening here. This is really happening, and we will fill in this awkwardness with some song in counterpoint. Now, have the technical problems been resolved?
The technical problems seem to be very much present.
Very much still happening. So, will you find it off-putting if you're having to listen to my actual... what I said 15 seconds ago at the same time?
I suppose it's quite good because we can hear all our ideas 15 seconds later, and then we can judge them, see if they're good, and then we can get rid of them for the one that people download. So that's good. It's efficient.
Hope the people who've tuned in...
Cut all of that. Cut that. That's gone.
The people who have tuned in to the live... what's it called? The live...
I don't understand it. Live
stream.
Live stream.
Can they see us? Can they see us?
Yeah, I think...
And can they hear us, or are they getting the 15-second lapses like we're getting?
Yeah, should we... I might request...
yes, perhaps we should request the technical assistance.
Technical assistance.
There's serious problems here, and the podcast is temporarily suspended while we search for answers to the technical problems. Thank you.
So, Matthew, are you hearing this? Matthew.
Calling Matthew.
Matthew.
Calling Matthew. Serious. Is he gone? He's not here.
Matthew.
Hello? Hello? The 15 seconds thing isn't transmitting to there, they're saying.
Okay.
It's only affecting us.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, I might just shut... Should we just...
Is it coming from that computer?
Yes.
Oh.
There we go. So I'll just...
turn the computer off.
I'm not interested in it anyway.
It's because they're hearing us 15 seconds after, and you're hearing yourself 15 seconds after yourself.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So now we've resolved that.
Yeah.
We're all okay.
Oh.
So we have no problems.
Matthew, we've resolved the issue.
Yeah, we've resolved the issue, which is why we've just said we resolved the issue. It was the computer that was 15 seconds behind.
The computer speaker was playing. We've resolved it. I closed the computer.
But we're now live, so we're now carrying on with the podcast.
We're rattling on with the podcast.
So we will now continue with the podcast. So
success. Well, anyway, what that did achieve, that whole section, was
a good sound check.
A good sound check.
Yeah.
I mean, the sound, I think we can both agree.
Yes, I don't think we need to do the sound checks. We've done that.
Yeah, just say let's maybe just a very quick one for you. I just want to make sure we get your levels right.
Hello?
No, that's not quite the level.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
that's Paulfoot speaking. Hello?
That's slightly better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, who's that?
This is Malcolm Head. Who is that?
Hello, are you... It's Paulfoot here. Can you hear me?
Hi, Paul.
Hello?
Hello?
Now, the thing I want to point out in the middle of this sound check is most people don't do these sound checks, and they're much less professional than us. We do the sound checks. Hello?
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 Hang on. Bang, bang, bang. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah. That's good. That's another part of the sound check. You know, making sure you can hear the banging.
Yeah, yes. Good. So now I want to have a word with you,
yeah, please.
Malcolm Head, and I want to ask you what you think of the latest things in the news.
Okay. Well, obviously, mainly is Brexit, which it has been. But Brexit's the main thing, and my opinion on that is this? Well, it's a jolly good laugh, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's
fun.
So Brexit, jolly good fun.
Did you see the Scotland MPs walking out of the Chamber of Horrors earlier today? Did you see it? When they all stormed out.
Absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, it was really good, wasn't it?
It's box office stuff. That was good.
Yeah, it was something to do with they couldn't debate something. It was very technical, but I think it was a lot of it was technicalities that perhaps we didn't understand. But the main thing seems to be that they're very much sort of against sort of Brexit and also England. Yeah. That seems to be underneath it.
Yeah. So they left. They've gone.
They're gone.
Very much enjoyed that. I think that's it. There hasn't been any other news. I mean, there's nothing else going on, is there?
What about Kimmy, who met Don?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they met each other in Singapore.
Well, that was enjoyable, wasn't it? And it's good because I think the best thing to do when there's a sort of a political leader that's committing all kinds of treacherous things to his own people.
Are you talking about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump, yeah. That was that. But the best thing to do in that situation, when you've got two people who are doing that to their own people, is meet and have some nice lunch and publicise it and try and make them both seem like nice people. Yes. That's what I like. One of my favourite things, I didn't think it happened enough with, the likes of Stalin and Pol Pot and stuff, is I like it when these awful people are given a platform to seem much nicer. That's what I like.
Yes, now, you would enjoy my new television programme that I've just invented on the spot.
Yeah.
Called Dinner with Paul Foot and there's different guests. The first one is Paul Foot and Robert Mugabe. It's a lovely dinner.
That's a good idea for
lobster bisque.
My first question would be, what would Mugabe be into eating?
Well, ideally, of course.
Do you think he's into the sort of the haute cuisine? Is he that sort of?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose ideally maybe some roasted farmer, like someone who's taken their land and their flesh.
Yeah, they have to have the right story. It can't just be any old farmer. It's got to be someone. It's got to be a farmer who directly contradicts his worldview. Yeah.
Pol Pot, he always liked the free range eggs and things,
Yeah.
Always organic food with Pol Pot.
Yeah, he was. You know what? He was a pioneer in the local food movement, wasn't he?
Yes, and also that one in Mussolini.
Yeah,
he was very much self-sufficiency. Grow your own vegetables.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Make your own manure.
Yeah, he had an allotment, didn't he? Famously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. Most of the photos you see of Mussolini, he's always in his allotment. He's there. Coming up with ideas of fascism and growing his tomatoes and that. Mussolini, I think, is definitely like that. Also, the other way of going with this, of course, is just taking their sort of names and finding puns with them. So like potted shrimp.
Oh yes.
You could do that. There's that. There's also Mussolini's. Obviously, that's something. Muscles.
Mussolini. Yeah, muscles.
Linguini.
Muscle linguini.
Yeah, linguini with
muscles. Let's try some more. What about Stalin? Could be just Stalin.
Just Stalin.
It's just like a cooked.
Yeah.
Stalin.
Yeah.
Star linguini? No, star.
Yeah.
No.
Stalin anise.
Star. Yeah, I was thinking of one with star anise.
He's one of the worst. His name isn't well suited.
What about Lenin?
It's a nice name to say.
Lentil soup.
That's good. Lentil soup's good one. Like that. That's on the board. Then we also have
creamed Hitler. That's another one.
What's in creamed Hitler?
Well, it's like asparagus and so on.
Yeah. It's really a lot of cheese in it. A cheesy asparagus-y thing. Creamed Hitler. And then also you've got Goebbels.
Yeah. Her and Himmler.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Goebbels.
Goebbels sounds like some sort of meatball or something.
Yeah, yes.
You know, like Goebbels and
Goebbels in a tomato sauce.
Goebbels in a tomato sauce. And
Pinochet sounds a bit like a wine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pinot Noir Shay.
Pinot Noir Shay.
Pinot Noir Shay.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yes.
And then about Franco, we could have
Franco fries.
Franco fries.
Franco fries.
Franco fries. Yeah, loved its fries. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's a comprehensive list.
Yes, we've got most of them there.
And then a couple of things I need to ask you, Paul. At a few different moments.
Yes.
I planned that what I would ask you to do is do different accents, because something I've come across down the years working with you is that you're known on the comedy circuit, of course, for your accents, your ability, on the absolute kind of spur of the moment to just impressions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to fire, just quickly. I'll say it, and then you do the accent. So firstly, Welsh.
Oh right. Right. Oh, how are you doing down here in Cardiff? Oh, I'm feeling great. Oh, I feel great. And I'm down going to Swansea for my pudding.
It's uncanny.
Yes.
It's like being in the same room as that violinist. What's his name?
Nigel. Nigel Hess.
Nigel Hess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's incredible. I do another one later. That's good. I don't think enough people hear your range of accents.
Well, thanks. Let's have another one later. Let's first see what's coming up on the live stream.
Oh yeah.
You of course can't watch yours because we famously it caused terrible problems.
It puts the podcast at risk. Yeah.
But I can tell you that Barry Rigby said a Wigan accent would be good. Well, Barry, your dream's coming true. I'm giving you a Wigan accent. I was into Wigan recently doing some work to do with a pie eating contest. I've perfected the Wigan accent to the T.
The Wigan accent.
Yeah, so I hope that pleases you, Barry, with the Wigan accent. So...
I mean, Barry must have felt that was just like talking to a member of his family or something. It's incredible, yeah.
He may not be from Wigan.
That's a good point. I'm just assuming it now. You're
Barry
right.
Rigby.
It sounds...
Barry Rigby.
He doesn't exactly sound like he's from Brazil, does he?
Yeah, does he? Do you reckon someone with a name like Barry Rigby has ever like really experimented with his sexuality? Like I'm talking S&M, I'm talking gender fluidity, I'm talking... probings.
I'm not. My gut feeling is not so much with the gender fluidity,
yes,
but possibly with the S&M and the probings. I wouldn't rule it out. He might tell us anyway, so we don't have to imagine.
Oh, he says it's Barry from Harry's Bar. Oh, it's him. It's Barry Rigby.
Barry Rigby,
who I met in Wigan. It's Barry.
Oh, you've met Barry. There you go.
I met Barry. He's
good.
Tuning in.
And now can he tell us about the S&M and that? That's the...
Oh, we've had a message from the technical manager.
Yeah.
He says that Malcolm Head can use his laptop. He just needs to press the mute button keyboard. You got to open your laptop, but you got to press the mute button.
Yeah.
Also, you've opened a can of worms because once I started the northern accent, I can't stop. So you can open your keyboard, lad, but you've got to press the mute button. It doesn't matter if it comes on temporarily because we know what the problem is. Press the mute button.
It's done.
Yes, that's right. Can you see what everyone is writing?
Yeah, I can, absolutely.
So we've had more requests of the more accents. But in the meantime, I want to ask you a question, Jackie, which is, now, you will know that on the 18th of July, it's my anniversary.
Yes.
Me and Aaron. Now, a lot of people tuning in might think perhaps Aaron is a lover, because as we know, men are permitted to have the gays relationship now.
For now.
They are, for the moment, permitted.
Don't count your chickens.
I want to ask you a question. Well, sort of, while we're getting to the point, this isn't my main point, but you, of course, a modern man, very open-minded, have you ever been tempted to try the relationship with man? Because you could do it legally.
Yeah, no, it's good. I feel very happy that I could legally.
Have you ever done it?
But I haven't ever done it.
Is it because you're a little bit, despite appearing very, very open-minded and so on, a little bit uptight about it?
I think we both know.
Or is it a lack of interest? Or is it a trauma that stops you really getting involved?
Yeah, I mean, you
even just for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think it's well, you know the truth, Paul. It's trauma.
Trauma.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely. You know, from the event. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll build up through this podcast to be able to talk about that. But you know,
yes.
But you know, I mean, you know a few bits about the event anyway. I've sort of told you in confidence before.
Are you talking about the time when you went on the ill-fated date with another man and you both tripped over into a hot dog in the hot dog stall?
Yes.
You both collided with a hot dog at the same time.
Yes. And that is the event that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, at the hot dog stand.
And the hot dog went into your mouth and his mouth at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, and we both with a very angry reaction to it, you know.
Your lips met,
Mm.
but there was a hot dog rammed down each of your throats.
Yeah.
So you weren't able to capitalise on the moment.
No. So we just pretended it didn't happen and ate the hot dog and then, you know, spat like men do, like, oh, kissed and then spat.
Yes.
But yeah, it was traumatic, and that's why, you know, now I have that trauma and that, you know, and I'll never allow myself to share a hot dog with a man again.
Yes.
Whether on purpose or by accident, I won't even allow myself to be, you know, near a man sort of, you know, with a man near a hot dog even. Very careful about that sort of thing now. So yeah.
Is it also true that obviously in your case it was sort of slapstick really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was sort of like you had a hot dog, you tripped, a hot dog went in your mouth, and then you kind of connected lips with another man, but you had a hot dog sort of stuffed down your mouth. And it was all sort of slightly suggestive, I think we can agree, sort of sexually suggestive and a bit slapstick. But in the case of the other man, he is now paraplegic. So it was obviously much more serious.
I was hoping we could get away with telling the listeners that, you know, the trauma just ended but, you know, I didn't really want to mention the paraplegic element.
Yeah, yes.
Because, you know, it's not a story that we share very often. But yes, that is the truth, as you know. There is a paraplegic element to the story.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's where the trauma really comes from, obviously, not just like a hot dog.
So that's the history of your homosexual experiences. Now,
never again.
What about me and Aaron? People are asking, who is this? Well, why is it our anniversary? He is my employee. Now, 7 years anniversary coming up soon, next month.
Oh, just quickly, yes. Do you know, the tax office are all aware that he's an employee? You do his pension and that. Is it all just checking that everything's as it should be?
Yes, they know everything.
Yeah, okay.
Pension, tax, national insurance.
And did you
insurance?
Yeah. And did you
national service?
Did you do research into the gender pay gap in your business? Did you publish that? That's all.
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm sure that's fine. There's no issue.
There's no gender pay gap in my business.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Because there is only one gender within the business. Now, it's our anniversary coming up, and I thought, well, what do I get for the person who's got everything, had everything? I don't think we want to get too self-indulgent in this podcast. A lot of people don't know who we're talking about, but we both know this person. I think we know that he is someone who's used to the finer things in life, used to having things done his way.
I'll say.
And so what do I get?
Champagne socialist, he's been called in the past. Then,
So I'm experimenting with a few ideas for the anniversary. And one of my ideas is a river cruise on the Thames. So what I thought is, let's explore how that would be. So what I'm going to ask you, Malcolm Head, is if you would be two characters within this role play, you will be a couple. It could be two men or two women or man and lady. It could be either.
Sure.
Anyway, you are having a little just chat about the garden, talking about your garden,
nice,
how nice it is. Actually, something a bit less small talk here. You're talking about an art exhibition you recently attended, and
lovely,
how interesting. The new exhibition at the Tate Gallery, very interesting.
Good.
New exhibition, a retrospective of the works of
Tracy Emin.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So you're discussing that, and it's the quiet clinking of cutlery, the pouring of the wine as you have that chat, and I'll just put in the other sound effects.
Okay, lovely. I'll start.
So I won't come in for a few seconds. I'll let you just build the ambience.
And just create a picture, yeah. Oh, it was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed seeing Tracy Emin's bed. I've always wanted to see that. I've seen it photographed so many times. There's something really special about. Yes, it was. There was something rather special about seeing.
And coming up, it's the Tower Bridge. On your left, you see Tower Bridge. On the right is City Hall. And it is said that on that road near City Hall, there's a ghost. Ooh, maybe there's a ghost here on the boat. Well, we're now passing under Tower Bridge. It was built in 1843.
Okay.
It goes up and down. And now we're going towards the Thames Barrier. What do you think of the river cruise idea?
Well, I think. I suppose the issue is that it sounded like the couple were having quite a nice time, and they'd been to the art galleries and the Tracy.
And it was quite an interesting conversation.
And they were talking about it, and it was not, photograph it, and they were about to talk about how it's different. You see these things, the pictures of it, and then seeing it for real, and then they were going to explore how it was different. And I think it was probably going to become quite an intimate moment or whatever. And then, of course, that very much disappeared.
With the commentary.
Yeah, so possibly that won't be
such a good idea.
The most relaxing. No.
Here's another idea. It's a bit of a more expensive, more lavish idea, but perhaps it will work. I'm thinking of a round the world cruise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wonderful experience. You start off at Southampton, and you get to see the world. You relax on ship. You get to know other people on the ship. You have so many activities. Swimming and all the ballroom dancing, and you get out and explore. And we're going to start the scene at the table. Of course, you get on the first time, you get on about lunchtime, and you have time to acclimatise. Just relax and get to know the boat, look round the ship. And then in the evening, you go for a lovely dinner, your first dinner on the 3-month cruise, first of many dinners, and every couple will sit with another couple. You make up a foursome. It's a very social occasion.
Yeah.
As you get together with another couple, and let's recreate that scene. It's the very first.
Okay, lovely.
First evening on board the cruise ship.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Hello, is this table 7?
Oh, yes it is, yeah.
Nice to meet you. My name's Derek. This is my wife, Shirley. Shirley used to work in the civil service, and I worked in banking. Oh yeah, we worked in the civil service for many years. Yeah, I was a librarian working in the civil service, and I also did things for the council. I work for the bank as well, but I must say I don't agree with all these foreign people coming to our country. I don't agree with it either. When I worked for the council, we didn't have all these foreign people. And I'll tell you another thing I don't agree with, gay marriage. And I'll tell you another thing I don't agree with, women taking the jobs from the men. I know the men should do the main jobs. I agree with you, Shirley. I don't like that. Oh, yeah. Now, what do you think of that? Those were the dinner companions on that. Remember, of course, you're with them for the next 3 months. What were your views on the around the world cruise? I'm just exploring these options.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, obviously, as everyone would have heard, sort of sat down for dinner, and when the gentleman, Derek, asked if I was table 7, I thought, well, that's fine. yeah, we are table 7. That's fine, and that we don't want it to be awkward. But
Yes.
of course, the intimacy of the 4 is a nice thing. But equally, obviously I'm there, and I've barely even sat down, about to order things, and it'd be nice to establish myself a little bit, have a bit of a chat. But fair enough, Derek wants to get to know us. Quite nice.
Yes.
And even when he was the bit about the council and working for the council at first, and his job, fine, a bit over the top. And there's a moment during it we're thinking, it's probably a bit much. I quite like to
I'm not going to have to listen to this
listen to it all night
for the next 3 months.
But that'll be okay. Maybe that's okay, because bless him, maybe Derek he lives in a village or doesn't see people very often. That's fine. So I could just still have nice food and drink. Just humour Derek might make him happy. Maybe some other nights Derek will spend time with other people. That's fine. But obviously then things did take a turn when Derek started talking about his dislike of foreigners.
Yeah.
I think that was possibly, especially given this is a cruise.
Well, I can reveal, of course, there is a thing on these cruises where you can discreetly speak to the maitre d' and just say, may I move to another table? So we've been moved, luckily, to another table.
Yeah.
That's with John and Patricia. May I ask you a question? But before I explore this scene with John and Patricia, obviously how, of course, it's a modern way. I have some notes written on my mobile phone, which of course is in aeroplane mode. You have some notes on your phone. Are you going to keep banging your phone on the table throughout the podcast recording, or is it only just in certain bits? I just wanted to know whether it was throughout the whole thing, because it would be a shame if it was only just at the beginning and we didn't get it later. I like to have it throughout the whole thing.
There will be now and again.
The banging, yeah.
There'll be an occasional... No, it'd be... not occasional. I would say once every few minutes there'll be a bang.
A banging, yeah. Thanks for that.
It won't shock you.
Before we explore the scene with Patricia and John, let's just check whether anyone's got anything to say. How's your Scottish accent? Who's your favourite of the World Cup, Paul? Well, that's got to be Qatar, isn't it? It's going to be in Qatar, isn't it?
No, this one's in Russia, but and Qatar.
I thought it was going to be in Qatar.
The next one. Yeah, the next one's in Qatar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so... Well, I think... must be in Qatar. That's my favourite for where it will be next.
Yeah.
It will be, won't it?
Yes, that's the next one after Russia. In 2022, it will be in Qatar.
Yes. Someone's asked something about pigeons.
Yeah.
And something about a mushroom dildo.
Okay.
There's a mushroom dildo behind me. Is there?
Well, I mean, from what I can see, it's a black curtain, but I'm happy
curtain.
with mushroom dildo. No problem.
So we've got
a dildo made of mushrooms or just sort of mushroom coloured? I'm sorry. Anyway.
What? Dildos?
No, just that one that the person's asked.
I don't know what they mean.
Yeah, we'll leave that.
So let's explore the scene. It's with John and Jackie. We've moved to a new table.
John and Jackie, yep.
Hello. Very nice to meet you. I'm John. Hello, I'm Jackie.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you, John and Jackie. Yeah. Where are you from?
We're from Dorset.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Yes, you've moved tables, have you?
Yes. Yeah.
Between you and me.
Yeah. Derek was.
Between you and me, we were sitting next to some people we found rather boring. Were you in the same situation?
Well, I'd say possibly. I'll talk to you about it maybe a bit more later. But it was wasn't so much boring as deeply offensive. Yeah,
we had a similar thing, but we asked the maitre d', and actually I'm glad that we've moved. We're getting on very well as a foursome.
This is nice. There's a nice
very
atmosphere.
Pleasant.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I get you a drink, Jackie? Is there anything you...
Oh, thanks. I'm just going to... it's me, Jackie, speaking. I'm just going to pop to the loo for a second.
Yeah.
And I'll see you shortly.
Of course. Nothing we can order you. You'll be back.
Oh, yes. Gin and tonic for me, please.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and John...
yes, white wine for me, please.
Lovely. I'm Ron, by the way.
Oh, hi, Ron.
Ron, and this is Carol. Hiya.
Hi, Carol.
I'm Carol. Yeah.
You can't trust women. I've been let down by them so many times. You can't trust women. I'm fed up with it. This is we've just flashed forward a few minutes. We flashed forward about an hour.
Oh, I thought that...
Jackie's back. Where's my gin and tonic? I was just talking to someone over there. I must have got waylaid talking to someone there.
Ron, can we move? I don't like it. Ron, can we move?
Shut up with you. You talk about dead-end marriage. I'll give you a dead end, you John, you bastard.
Carol, I just want to see where this goes. Okay, so we're just going to stay here for a minute. Are you okay, John?
Oh! Get your hands off me!
Maitre d'.
So that is the scenes from around the world cruise. Now another idea is a day trip.
Yeah.
The Orient Express.
Yeah.
What a
Wow.
lovely day.
Yeah.
So in this scene, you will be me or someone on the
Sure.
Orient Express,
Yeah.
and I'll be a waiter. What
Okay.
could be more ideal
Perfect.
than a lovely... It can't go wrong, can it?
No. I'm looking forward to it.
So, good afternoon, sir. Welcome
hello.
aboard the Orient Express.
Hello.
And I hope you're going to look forward to your 5-course luncheon as we make our leisurely way towards Alnwick Castle. We're going to have a lovely time to explore the castle grounds and the lovely sunshine before we return for a lovely dinner. Now, can I offer you a little starter from the menu here on the Orient Express? Have you looked at the menu, sir?
Well, yes, I have. I think I'm going to go for the. I think I'm going to go for the pâté, if I may.
I'm afraid this is the Orient Express. We don't serve pâté, so...
Right. Okay. So let me just. Okay. I'll go for this. The soup of the day, and whatever it is. I'm
This
sure
is the
it'll be
Orient
lovely.
Express, sir. We have no soup on board.
Okay. It said you did on the menu.
It's
well-
Orient Express.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. What do you recommend?
Well, do you like shellfish, sir?
Yes, absolutely.
A prawn cocktail?
Oh, lovely. Yes, that'd be
This
nice.
is the Orient Express. We don't serve a prawn cocktail.
Right. Okay.
What about a main course?
So that. I'm slightly confused. Are there no starters? You just said there. What did I want for starter? Are there no other starters available?
Well, I have offered you 3 things and you haven't accepted any of them. So it's time to move on to the main course.
Slightly. Okay. Yes.
This is the Orient Express.
Yes.
The Orient Express.
I gather that.
The Orient Express personifies service and the highest food standards to the highest levels.
Yes, of course. No.
It's a step back down memory lane into the way things were done yesteryear.
Of course. Yes.
The highest standards of service and food on the Orient Express. Served by liveried waiters and waitresses with gloved hands. Served with the silver service from a silver platter. It is the very highest.
I'll have the steak, please.
I'm afraid we don't have steak. This is the Orient Express.
Right. Well, what do you have? What can I eat?
So I think a taste there of the problems on the Orient Express. You pay hundreds of pounds for it, and it doesn't necessarily deliver what you want.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a fairly straightforward one.
You think not
You
to
pay
go.
a lot of money, to
you
go
get
on,
nothing.
and then there's nothing. Even though it's not just that there isn't anything available. Obviously, that's if you knew. Oh, there's nothing to eat. I suppose you could bring something on, or you can at least plan for that slightly ridiculous eventuality. But it's then having that really bizarre, cryptic game of pretending that there's something to order, and then that. So it doesn't work.
I think I've got to the bottom of the problem.
Yeah.
Because you know how some of the Orient Express trains leave from Victoria. Have you ever been at Victoria Station and seen the Orient Express there?
Yeah.
The beautiful Pullman carriages.
Yes.
Sometimes drawn by a steam locomotive. Sometimes even the Flying Scotsman. And sometimes it goes from like one of the platforms, platform 1 often. Unfortunately, you've boarded at platform 2 by mistake and got on the Southern service to Gillingham.
And just happened to also board
via Bromley South slow service.
And in a cruel twist of fate, a man who used to work on the Orient Express but has now lost his mind.
That's right.
It's also. I mean, you couldn't make it up. Paul.
No, you couldn't.
You could not. Okay, so my verdict is no. That's not going to work for the anniversary. No.
I apologise due to planned engineering works. This service is now delayed. Now, you were on the way to this podcast tonight, Malcolm Head.
Yeah.
And you said you encountered problems.
Well, I was going to get the TFL rail.
Why didn't you take TFL rail?
Well, I was about to get. I was going to get on it.
Take the strain.
Absolutely,
Always.
It would have been much easier. And they said that there were serious delays.
Oh.
Yep, serious delays. They didn't want to. They didn't want to give any more information. That they wanted to keep their cards close to the.
But instead, you came by road, and what did you encounter?
Some traffic, but it was manageable traffic.
So serious delays.
Serious delays.
Serious delays.
Serious delays. Yeah. even though I could, so where I live, I could have just sort of gone on the A12 straight here, but I'd sort of went in a big ridiculous circle because it's better, isn't it? So that was my experience. Severe delays. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Another question for you, Paul.
Oh yes.
If you had to share a bath with a member of the Labour Party, who would it be and why?
I think it would have to be that lady. What's her name? Mary Nightingale. No, not Mary Nightingale. What's her name? The Foreign Secretary. Or pretend Foreign Secretary, not the real Foreign Secretary.
Oh yeah, the shadow.
You know, Virginia Bottom. No, what's her name? You know, ever so famous. You know, the one who's the Foreign Secretary, the relief one. I mean, the shadow. Pretend Foreign Secretary. You know.
Don't you? I mean, you need to know. I'm asking you for a name.
No, what's her name?
It's imperative that you...
No, you know.
If you can't remember her name, you have to choose a different one. Come on, there's a lot of people in the Labour Party.
Oh, you know, what's her name?
Come on, Jeremy Corbyn?
No, not Jeremy Corbyn. The other one, the lady who's, I can't remember.
I can't think of any of them.
I wish someone would type it in. In the meantime, let's see if someone types it in. Someone's asked for a Scottish accent.
Yeah, try a Scottish accent. We'll come back to the question when you remember.
You disrespect me, Mr. Speaker. We ask for a division immediately so we can discuss the Brexit matters. I'm leaving the chamber, and the whole of the Scottish National Party is leaving the chamber. You don't play around with the Scottish National Party.
I'm just making the noises.
And also, someone has said something about murder on the Orient Express didn't have steak with a tartar sauce. Oh, tartar.
Tartar.
Do they mean, are they talking about the Tatars?
The steel?
No, I mean, I thought they were referring to the Russian warriors, the Tatars.
Oh, the Tartars. Yeah, they.
No, not Diane Abbott. Someone's saying Diane Abbott. No, what's her name? You know, Emily Thornberry.
Emily Thornberry?
Well, you could have said that ages ago. Ems Thornberry.
Yeah.
She'd be the one I'd want to get into the bath with.
Because for me, just tell me your rationale. Why her?
I don't know, really. I mean, I think it's to do with the fact that I think that her boobies would be very soft and relaxing to relax on.
Yep.
And
would you feel threatened in a bath with Emily Thornberry?
I wouldn't feel threatened.
That's good. That's an important part of it.
And
soft, unthreatening.
Soft and unthreatening, and I would just relax onto her boobies.
Yeah.
I mean, I should point out, especially in the light of the Me Too movement and all that, we are assuming for the purposes of this discussion that this is absolutely consensual, given that I am in the bath with her.
Absolutely.
That it's not just,
no,
I've just jumped into a bath and she's like saying, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, no, this is very much consensual.
Yeah, very consensual. So I think, I think that's why I would want to relax with her.
Okay, and I think that's a good choice.
I could think of Diane Abbott, because I think she'd be relaxing as well, like her boobies, but I just feel she's been through enough.
And I think
she's been through so much in her life. She's been through racism and all sorts of terrible things that people have said about her online and so on.
Yep.
The last thing she needs is to get in the bath with me.
I think that's absolutely fair. It's a good decision. Thornberry can take it.
Yeah. Not that she's
no
doesn't want to take
it.
No,
she wants to.
She wants
absolutely.
to.
Yeah.
But if there were any sense of this is a chore, she can get through it.
She's better equipped. Yeah, that's good. I think also it's about when I was thinking about that question, I was also thinking it's important that I think some of the Labour Party, and I'm not talking about the female members at all, really, I'm talking about the men.
Yes.
I think, I'm going to stick my neck out and say, I think there's possibly a hygiene problem in the Labour Party. I think some of the men in the Labour Party are probably, I'll be honest, I just think of them in the Commons all day.
Stinkers.
Oh, can you imagine how much some of them smell? Some of the men in the Labour Party. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some serious stinkers in the Conservatives, but then I think there's a few Conservative men who'd smell quite nice.
Let's talk about the stinkers. Jeremy Corbyn, I'm almost certain, uses a natural deodorant.
Yeah.
But which doesn't work. The
natural ones, they don't work.
And it's called, his deodorant, I reckon, is called Nature's Crystal.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely idea, but it doesn't work.
This is good. Let's think of them on both sides. So there's some politicians where it's low hanging fruit. There's some that are very obviously smelly. Boris Johnson stinks.
Yes.
No question, a stinker. Then there's some that might be. What about Michael Gove?
Bad breath.
Yeah, halitosis, real bad.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, he would have bad breath. Probably smells okay otherwise, but bad breath.
Can you name let's go back to the Labour bench, a real farter.
Oh.
Baroness Chakrabarty. Oh, real stinker.
And you know what? I reckon she's got away with it as well for years. No one knows.
Yeah. And people don't want to say anything.
Yeah. It's this sort of unspoken thing.
Because they don't want to...
Goes around the corridors of the Labour Party, you know.
They don't want to be accused of, being racist.
Yeah, that's right.
But she lets out a few in those corridors.
She farts all right.
What about in the House of Commons lavies who isn't necessarily a farter in the corridors, but you get in that cubicle and you think, I'll give you an example. Amber Rudd. Oh.
Yeah, you know about it if you go in after Amber. Yeah. I think Amber Rudd's a good example. Yeah, and then I have a funny feeling that that Ian Duncan Smith
doesn't flush properly.
I don't think he flush. I'm not sure. I also think he's got that sort of personality about Ian Duncan Smith. I think not only does he not flush properly, sometimes he just doesn't flush. He just thinks, good luck to the next person. He's, unfortunately, that's one of his worst qualities.
What about someone who is fastidious, cleaning the lavatory, and in fact actually carries his own toilet brush and cleans the lavatory with it?
Someone, I like that. Someone who knows about, Rudd and Ian Duncan Smith.
Yeah, someone who knows these people. But not
Chukwuemeka.
Yeah, Chukwuemeka.
Yeah. He's
fastidious.
Absolutely, he has it in his briefcase.
Yeah,
little toilet
obsessive
toilet brush, and also a toilet duck, and some wipes as well for that, to really get on the surface and that, and then some tissues just to sort of lay on the seat in case it's still got a little bit of sort of residual dampness.
Yes,
and some sort of air freshener spray. His briefcase is just full of the kind of things you need.
Yes.
In that scenario. Yeah, Chukwuemeka, good luck to him.
Finally, name a vomiter.
Ooh.
Someone who sometimes just spews up outside number 10.
Who is that going to be? It's David Davis.
It's David Davis, yes, it is. Because he actually, although he always appears very relaxed and he sort of says, I'm just doing Brexit, bumbling my way through, he gets very, very nervous, apparently, ahead of these meetings with these negotiations. Very nervous.
Just all like the bile coming out of his nose. Yeah. Makes you feel a bit more sorry for him, really, when you think about it like that, what he has to go through physically. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's that taken care of.
Well, that's nice. So, in the next part, we're going to, and I should warn listeners and viewers that, I'm just reading what people have written. There appears to be a nice jar of Vaseline to the right of Jackie. I don't really know what these people mean. Oh,
Christ.
There is a jar of... that's what people meant when they said about the mushroom dildo.
Oh, it is a mushroom dildo.
There is a mushroom dildo.
Oh, God.
I don't know where the jar of Vaseline is, but I think you'll need that for that dildo. So, now, in the next part, I should warn people there are going to be upsetting scenes.
Okay.
So, we're going to explore one of the big issues that people are discussing at the moment.
Yeah.
And see if people listening can guess what the issue is. I don't think you even know what the issue is yourself, Jackie.
No.
Well, you will be grandma.
Yep.
I will be family member.
Okay.
Hello, grandma.
Hello, Paul. You're going to be called Paul. Paul, hello.
Oh, nice to see you, grandma. Have you got any nice sweets for me or crisps? You always give me sweets and crisps and a slice of cake.
Yes, the tub's full of things. There's little knickknacks and what's-its and fruit jammies and gummies and all sorts. Help yourself, Paul, please.
Can I load up a bag full of them for the journey home? Because I've got to walk up to 200 yards to get home, so I need something for the journey, Grandma.
Yes, take the jellies. Take the round tin of fruity jellies. Have one of them. Have the green ones. I don't like them. No, Paul, have whatever you want.
Can you remember any anecdotes about the war, Granny?
Well, yes, of course. There was well, your grandfather, who was a wonderful man, as you know. Your grandfather Alfred.
Alfred the Great.
Alfred the Great. Now, you'll remember that during the Second World War, he was very important back on the home front, keeping up morale. You remember the things you used to do for morale? And I told you.
So, I just shot Granny to death in the head. So, the issue in the spotlight is euthanasia. Now, was what I did the right thing to do? Was it right to put that Granny out of her misery?
Well, we need.
When we say out of her misery, some people say she was quite happy.
Well, I was going to say she sounded quite cheerful. Didn't
was
she?
it right to put her? Not so much. Well, the point is, a lot of people say we've got to put old people out of their misery.
Mm.
But can we also put old people out of their happy times? Can we put them? Is it right? What we're doing in this podcast is addressing the difficult issues that others aren't addressing. Is it right to kill people at any age just because they're a bit boring?
It's a very good point, because we're inching towards a point where we're saying it's okay to kill someone if they want to be killed, and and they're really suffering and they're very miserable. But you raise an important point. What if they're completely happy?
Yes. I mean,
so
for example,
she was pain-free, happy.
I mean, my granddad, wonderful man, and let's just say he's in a better place now. Dignitas, where they're at this very moment that we're speaking about to inject the lethal injection. The will has been sorted out. Prior to the injection, they said, sign this. He signed it. I mean, I remember when he boarded that flight, he said, look, I'm only 63. I've still got so much life to live. And I want to enjoy my retirement, and I want to do so many things, travel the world. And we said, going to Dignitas, Granddad. And it's a dignified end. And I said, the last thing you want is to slowly go downhill. The last thing you want is to have people looking after you. And he said, no, that is what I want. I said, I do want to yes, I will get older. I will slowly go down a hill. It might be necessary for people to look after me a bit, but I want to live. And we said, come on, Grandad. It's a dignified way.
There's no dignity in that, is there? Yeah. Where's the dignity in being cared for and having a nice time?
Yeah. And also huge cash savings for us, the family.
Maximise that will.
We can maximise that inheritance.
And that's important as well.
That is and it's not that we're uncaring. It's that we're caring.
Well, not enough people,
I think, his legacy.
There's not enough people these days that appreciate, you can lose between, I've heard some terrifying statistics, between 5 and 10, 15, I've heard as high as 15% of the amount you could inherit could be lost by providing very comfortable care for the elderly.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's not on, is it?
And also
15%.
Yeah, it's not. And to me, their legacy is very important, because they could leave a legacy of people remembering, that old man. But if he dies now, there would be no legacy, because no one will remember him in 15 years' time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there will be a legacy. That's the will. That's the legacy that matters to me.
Exactly. They live on through the car that you buy. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. You could nickname the car after him or whatever. Yeah.
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 And as I said to Grandad, as he was forcibly escorted onto that EasyJet flight, I said, you will live on in me, Grandad, in cars, foreign holidays, and just those luxuries that one could only dream of.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Did you pay for him to have like extra leg room, or did you get him like speedy check on or whatever, check in? Any of that on the EasyJet?
Well, this is all money that's coming off my inheritance at the end of the day, but I did pay for speedy boarding, so he could get. To me, it's a bit like. Do you remember how like when you won't remember when Anne Boleyn was beheaded because you weren't there, but
yeah.
But you know how that happened.
Absolutely.
But obviously, on the one hand, you could say that Henry VIII wasn't that caring an ex-husband because he did sign her death warrant.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he did care about her because he paid extra for an expert swordsman to be brought over from France who would just lop the head off in one swipe of the sword rather than the axe, which is more painful.
Yeah,
so he did care about her.
Yeah, and people present him like he isn't thoughtful at all, which is unfair, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the same way, I paid for the Dignitas Premier Service, and that's when
it's a nice clean blade.
Yeah, you get there, and you get immediately a huge injection of opiates.
Much more than is necessary.
It's much more than necessary, but it's a safer way out. Because these people in Zurich, they understand the dignified way to enter life.
Yeah, that's right.
And they understand that life isn't worth living. And they understand that the person who decides that is the people who stand to inherit. We decide.
That's right.
Yeah, we decide.
No, it's good. They've got their heads screwed on in Switzerland, haven't they? No question. Yeah, no, long may it continue.
Yes.
God rest his soul.
So you agree. I'm glad you agree with me on that subject.
Fully. Let's
just talk. Let's just.
Do you get? Sorry, quick question again. Dignitas. Do they have any kind of loyalty scheme? Is there anything that you get some? Maybe you could sort of get some, points. It could help. I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe they have a time with an airline for next time. Or is there anything like that? It'd be a shame because I'm sure there'll be other people in the future that you want to, knock off.
It's kill one, get one, get one free. No, get one.
Kill one, get 1 point. Yeah.
Yeah, kill one, get one.
Kill one, get one. Yeah, and in that point, obviously, that's some sort of monetary discount for your next kill.
Yeah. Well, basically, yes.
It's not kill. That's not dignified. It's
It's
well, I suppose it is a kill.
Yeah, it's the end,
Yeah, an injection.
Injection, yes.
An injection of death.
Yeah, yes. But I sent Grandad and Grandma together. Then they can. It's cheaper to do them as a job lot.
You didn't mention Grandma. Okay, yeah. Well. And that's a good point because otherwise, I imagine then you can book the flights together. It gets more complicated.
And it was so poignant when I saw the two of them lying there, strapped to their, couch things, and holding each other's hands and saying, "Look, we're both in our early 60s and we have so much more life to enjoy, so much more that we could have enjoyed, but we can't because we're now going to die."
Real dignity in it.
Dignity,
that's what it's about, is dignity.
When I say I saw that scene, I wasn't actually there.
No.
But I saw it they send you a video.
Right,
you can watch the final
that's
moments,
good. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, a little DVD they
a little
sent you.
DVD.
Yeah, that's good. Did you pay extra for that?
Yeah.
No, you get one free and then you pay if you want extra copies to give for the family.
Yeah,
that's good.
What if you get 2 killed, they give you a free DVD.
Oh, well, that's good.
Of the killing.
Yeah. I think that's a good note to finish on. Although probably I think there's been big demand for your accents. So
yes.
Shall we finish with an accent?
Yeah. Have you got any accents that you want me to do? Someone said a few things.
Is there anything else? Any important questions? Otherwise, I'll get you to an Australian accent.
Someone says, I'm an anti-natalist and take an Epicurean stance on death. So I say yes. Anti-natalist means against birth.
Right.
And takes an Epicurean stance. What does Epicurean mean in this context?
Epicurean.
What does Epicurean mean in this context? Now, you'll notice I've said, what does it mean in this context? That's a fancy way of saying I've no idea what the word means. But by saying in this context, it makes me sound like I'm quite like I know the word. But in this context,
obviously I understand what it means.
Obviously, I totally understand the word. Obviously, but in this particular context,
Epicurean.
What would you say it means in this context?
In this context. Well, in this context, I mean, I know in other contexts. In this context, I'm not certain.
I
have absolutely no idea what that means. But I'm guessing that means that he thinks that it is good to inject the old family.
Yeah.
So, good on him.
So we're going to have a final
accent.
Are we? Are we finishing? Are we?
I think. Well, it's been.
Yeah, we're finished. Yes, it's been an hour.
It's been an hour, Paul.
You could have said something.
Yeah, well, that's why
it's gone on ever so long.
That's why I did that lovely segue. I was, they're not ending on the grandparents are in Switzerland, Australian accent.
Yes.
Good night.
So we're finishing with an accent. Just a brief word to say that. Have you heard there's going to be wind tonight? And
wind.
There's going to be wind. I don't mean Jacob Rees-Mogg in the House of Commons. I mean wind blowing across the country.
Oh.
Weather wind.
Wow.
And then, when there's wind or even if there's rain, now it used to be just there's going to be some rain or there's going to be some wind.
Yeah.
Now it's a yellow weather warning.
What?
They actually have a thing. Yellow weather warning. Danger of sunning. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
And it's not. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
If you don't, just come out and say I don't know what you're talking about.
No, exactly.
I've not seen that. But if you do, will you please respond with something a bit more helpful than just saying, what?
I got
say
distracted.
Something.
I got distracted because the producer is trying to tell me a message.
Yeah, he says, please remind everyone to subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Right.
Hello. Please
subscribe to this YouTube channel.
And the name of the YouTube channel is... Don't know.
No, I don't know.
Well, it's https:// www.youtube.com/live_chat V = 6D. That can't be it.
No.
That must be a temporary... Don't type that in, for God's sake. No, it can't be that.
They'll be able to find it. It's all online.
The people who are watching this, they know what the channel...
They're already in it.
They're already in it.
Yeah.
Forget that. Don't bother with all that 6D0N1CU1BOS and S_pop out = 1.
Yeah, forget all that.
No, don't bother about that.
Forget Paul even mentioned it.
No, it's on here. It's youtube.com/FASNASTIC.
FASNASTIC.
Let's spell it.
FAZ.
No. Why don't you look at the computer where it's all on there?
It's gone out again.
What do you mean it's gone out?
The screen's locked.
FASNASTIC. Perfect. So, a final accent?
Final accent, please, Paul.
And then we'll...
and just to say, yes, the yellow weather warning, yes, because, of course, that happened with the snow. And obviously, sometimes there was a lot of snow, but some days that it was literally, there would be a very small amount of snow that you won't even notice. Yellow warning.
But we still get yellow warning. They all love warnings. Do you remember the other thing we had a big warning about a few years ago? SARS.
Yeah, that's right.
That really took off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Do you remember the other one? Bird flu. Yeah. Another big killer, wasn't it?
Huge panic. Huge. But then there's been...
What's that word that we never heard? Let's talk about words you had never heard of 20 years ago. Pandemic. What is that? It used to be called an epidemic. Or just an illness or a disease or a couple of people have got a cold. Now it's a pandemic.
Yeah, BBC News decided that epidemic didn't sound serious enough.
Yes.
It's a farce.
Also, do you remember when adjectives stopped being used? Like it used to be the Hungarian Prime Minister today said such. Now it will always say on the BBC News, the Hungary Prime Minister says no to Brexit.
That does happen a lot. sloppy grammar. I mean, I'm sure there are many podcasts that just do that for now because grammar is in a sorry state, Paul.
Yeah.
No question.
Do you want me to stop now? Do you want me to do an accent?
I don't need to stop, but I do think you got to give the public what they want, and what they want is an Aussie accent.
Aussie, yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'm going down to Sydney next week. I'm taking a plane via Melbourne to Sydney to visit my uncle in Sydney from Australia. I'm gonna go to Tasmania, and then I'm going back to home to Brisbane to spend time with the possums.
Just a quick question: are you trying to do an Australian?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, no, because it's incredibly good.
I am. When I do these, it's not put on. I am
you're
trying
genuinely
as hard
trying.
as I can.
And that's good because it's superb. It's like Shane Warne's in the room. It's amazing.
And someone asked for one that I wasn't confident with.
Yeah.
Because it was
too specific.
It was to do one that was something about mushroom dildo. No, it was before that. No, they said they wanted me to do. I can't remember, Jamaica accent.
Oh,
I'd struggle with that one.
Yeah, difficult territory.
Very different. Yeah, sleazy French.
All of a sudden, you're in all kinds of trouble.
Sleazy French. Would you like a baguette from my stall?
That's good.
So, on that note, with this French accent ringing in your ears, it's good night from me and good night from Malcolm Head, a.k.a. Jackie.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.